Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Chris Allen here on the Sam channel, Facebook and YouTube, sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. Deluge of rain yesterday in a couple of spots. Barren County being one of those, with flood advisories and some street flooding and creek and some stream flooding. There were certain places that were hit hard yesterday, while the rest of us didn't hardly get anything at all. In fact, there was a storm that set up just down the road from where I live here in Bowling Green, and then it just sat there and started pushing out to the east of us. And then it moved over into Barren County very slowly, and that was the one that just picked up all kinds of momentum and brought some flooding into parts of Barren County yesterday, while the rest of us just didn't get anything. It was just really another strange setup. This morning, things are very quiet. In fact, we've got a situation here where we're going to get a break from rainfall. You see this kind of log jams of systems here, stalled out frontal boundary plus a trough that has been over Kentucky is now pushed into Tennessee. Now, the cool thing about this is that it's going to continue to dive southward. And as that boundary continues to push southward, we're going to see a cutoff of the rainfall for us, not just today, but also tomorrow. We get 2 days here of relatively quiet and dry weather. The only thing that's going to ramp up this afternoon would be winds. I think we'll see some briefly breezy conditions this afternoon as winds come in from the north. The north at about 10 to 15 miles per hour, maybe more than that. But all that's out there this morning is a few scattered clouds, and some of this is fog again this morning. But any kind of rainfall is going to be down to the south of us in Tennessee. If you go to Nashville, you're likely to run into some shower activity, especially later on this afternoon. But for southern Kentucky, the Bowling Green area, I don't think we'll see much of anything today or tomorrow. It's just we're in that little bit of a lull before we start to see rain chances coming back, and we will for the upcoming weekend. All right, here's a look at current Kentucky mesonet temperatures, and we are all starting out in the 60s this morning, mid to even upper 60s. Here you see 60 in Bowling Green, 65 Barren County, closer to 70 once you head over to Cumberland County, 69, 68 Tompkinsville and Scottsville. 66s, 67s. There's a 66 up in Grayson County, a cool 64 up in E-Town this morning, in Hardin County at the Kentucky Mesonet sites. So it is not bad. It is still a little muggy, but not as bad as it has been, and that's because that frontal boundary that you saw on the radar is now south of us into Middle Tennessee, and that's going to give us a break from the rain and the really muggy weather. Even though the dew points will relax a little bit, I do think we'll get some hints of mugginess in the air today and tomorrow, but not as bad as it has been. I don't think we'll see 70-degree dew points. It'll be more into the 60s, which should give us a little bit of relief. And then the lack of rain the next couple of days will be a nice break as well. Here's a look at temperatures this morning, starting out in the 60s, as showed you. We'll get close to, let's say, the mid 80s. The models have really, as I mentioned yesterday, been underpromising on the high temperatures. And that's because we've got the sun angle that we have. The sun stays out longer than the clouds do. And The clouds haven't done enough to really push down the temperatures. I think today, though, will be closer to the low to mid 80s. Yesterday, we hit 89. So there's a prime example. We were calling for the mid 80s yesterday. We hit 89, almost 90. That's because we didn't have any rain in Bowling Green. So at the airport, 89. But like over in Barren County, where you got the rain, it was like low 80s. But today, I think everybody should even out low to mid 80s. Tonight, closer to 60, I think, as we get that little break in the humidity and the skies clear tonight. And that frontal boundary that's been bringing the showers is south of us in the Tennessee Valley. So we get a break. And even some locations, look at that, north of us, E-Town, Louisville, Lexington, Somerset, in the upper 50s for overnight lows tonight. Then we go back to about 80 tomorrow, low 80s, we'll call it. I'm always going to add a few degrees to what's shown here on the blend of models because, like I've said, they've been undercutting the actual temperature. So just factor in a few more degrees on top of what you see there. Okay, let's look at the maps and see what's just ahead of us. Quiet, as I mentioned here for us over the next couple of days. There's just not a lot going on. We finally get that front south of us, and things look pretty good here. I don't think we'll see much in the way of any kind of shower activity. Here we go into Wednesday, this evening, I should say. Wednesday evening, that's today. There will still be the possibility of some showers in middle Tennessee, and it's got it stopped right at the border. We know that rain doesn't stop at the border, it doesn't see borders. So there could be a renegade shower. If you're around, say, Westmoreland or Portland or White House or Springfield or Red Bowling Springs, uh, maybe even Tompkinsville, Gamale, Scottsville, even. I mean, there could be this shower that pops up, but for the most part, a lot of this is going to stay in middle Tennessee. Here we go into Thursday. This is next front we're going to watch, dropping down out of Canada and then in the Great Lakes. We get high pressure rule the roost here for the day on Thursday. Here we go into Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, into Friday, and here comes another one of those troughs extending from the front that's now just south of us. It's going to be along the Gulf Coast. It's going to pick up the moisture, and then we get that little stream of moisture coming back into Kentucky. This is Thursday night into Friday. Look, it's right over us. And even though we don't have any rain painted, I do think by Friday afternoon, there, scattered showers popping in Saturday and then into Sunday. Not heavy rain. Well, I mean, all right, let me back up. There could be pockets of heavy rain. But this is going to be another scenario where we have scattered showers in here for the weekend. It's not going to rain the entire time, but be advised, if you're outdoors, it can rain hard. It could have maybe a drenching downpour with lightning and brief gusty winds, and then it's gone. It's going to be one of those situations. Here we go into Monday. The front comes through on Monday. And let me tell you, behind the front, it is nice. Now, there's a little trough you see there extending from a low over Michigan. Oh, it just went back on me. Let me get ahead of here. Uh, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Here we go. So this is Tuesday. The cold front is passed. Dew points come down, and then there's a little trough that could keep a few clouds in the forecast. But overall, I see the temperatures and the dew points coming down. Is this the big cool down that takes us into fall? Not necessarily. I mean, it's going to be a cool down, and it's going to feel better by Tuesday of next week, but it's not necessarily going to be the big cool down that takes us into more of a fall-like pattern. But if you look at the numbers here, really nice. Look, we go from 80s, low to mid 80s, and then look at those 70s. Saturday, Sunday gets a little warmer. But then look at Monday, Tuesday next week. That's the passage of the cold front. Upper 70s. We'll say closer to 80 probably for us. And then we go back into the mid 80s. But would you like to see beyond that? Oh, I can show you that. I can show you that right now. Let's take a look at the Prediction Center's outlook, Climate Prediction Center, over the next, say, 6 to 10 days. Look at that. Here's Kentucky, as you see there. Here's Warren County, Bowling Green. Look at this, much below average on temperature. A nice arc of cooler air centered right over the Mid-South region and southern Kentucky. But the next update, I think, is going to show maybe a little bit warmer and a little bit more above average temperatures. And that was kind of hinted in that 10-day forecast that I showed you. So we're getting closer to that time when you're going to see all of a sudden a big, significant signal change. And by that, I mean, we go from 80s, 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 even upper 70s, 70s, upper 70s, 80s. Then all of a sudden, there's going to be this plunge. There's going to be this wholesale change. Usually that happens second or third week in September for us. And then that's when you know that we're headed really toward more fall-like weather. Still think we're sort of early fallish already. With the leaves changing color, I'm seeing that already. We get some more of these cooler nights in here, and we get some more of these dips in temperature and dew points. Count the days. What's like 100 and I think I said yesterday 109 days now until Christmas. I hear somebody saying, "Shut up." Okay. Anyway, that'll do it for this Wednesday morning. Thanks as always for watching here on the Sam channel, sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. On the radio this morning, 6 to 10. Tune in to Sam 100.7 on your radio. Good morning show with lots of classic hits, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and some things I'll be giving away as well. God bless you. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the radio.